What in the world? Vehicle theft evangelism? Have I lost my mind? Long time ago, brothers and sisters. Long time ago. Hey, it's Kurt from Pray the Gospel. I'm inside my Mazda van that I've been telling you guys about. It's always breaking down on me and having issues. So what in the world am I talking about? Well, Good Friday, by the way. Let's get that out of the way first. Good Friday. Jesus Christ, around 2,000 years ago, died for us. And yeah, and Sunday's coming. Actually, it's probably more rightly to put as Good Thursday. I mean, there's some debate on that, and there's some theories. It's probably not Friday. It could be more like Thursday. I think someone said like Wednesday. But nevertheless, Good Friday, even though this will probably be uploaded on Saturday. It's about almost 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock right now in Manitowoc, Wisconsin Central Time as I'm recording this. So, what am I talking about? Well, I'm going to start off with a story. So bear with me. Take a couple minutes for that. So yesterday, I was running late for work, and as I usually do, I had to drop the kids off at the school that we send them to. It's a Christian school. We don't do public school. So I did that. I was running late, like crazy late. I got to work at about like 8:02 or 8:03. Now at my job, we have technically 5 minutes to clock in. My job at the post office. So, I mean, I was okay, I guess, but you still want to be on time and be a good witness. And you know, but not be slacking off or, you know, taking your work seriously and things like that. But anyway, I was late, and also on top of everything, I was extremely nauseous. My stomach was just not agreeing with me. I did a workout yesterday morning, kind of an intense ab workout. I'm trying to get back into muscular shape, and then I'll be doing a lot of biking this year. I used to be big into bike racing. I want to do some 100-mile bike rides and stuff this year. Maybe a triathlon or a duathlon later this year. But anyway, that's all side information, kind of irrelevant to my story. So I get to work. It's like 8:02, 8:03, and and it's on me, I admit. I left my keys inside my van. I wasn't feeling good. I was rushing. I just didn't want to deal with trying to shove my keys inside my lunch bag and zip that thing open and whatever. So I just tossed it off to the side. Now I've done it before and never had a problem. I even left my keys in the ignition. I know it's not smart, but I've done that before, and it's been fine. But anyway, so after work, so work starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it ends at about 4:30. Well, it does end at 4:30. I mean, I say about because sometimes I might be a little bit over or maybe sometimes under, but so a little after 4:30, I go out there to find that my van is missing. What? It's nowhere. I swear I parked it right here. What's going on? Oh no, I left my keys in there. Could somebody have taken it? So yeah, somebody stole my van yesterday. Well, clearly I'm sitting in my van right now, so I'll get to that. I was kind of joking around too with people, like on my Facebook, saying that, like, you know, oh, that's one way to force me into buying a nicer van. You know, somebody stealing my van, because this van, man, it's got so many issues that its issues have issues, battery issues, starting issues. Let's try it right now. Oh, that time it started. I'm gonna keep it running inside my garage. But anyway, oh, by the way, I just kind of noticed this now. My jacket right here, it's got the kind of like the Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch or whatever. My dad used to work there. I'm not promoting beer or alcohol. Please understand. I'm sorry I put this jacket on. It's a warm jacket, and I just, you know, put it on. I wasn't even sure I was gonna have my camera that low to see it. But when my dad passed away in 2013, I inherited some of his jackets and things. And this is a nice, cozy, warm jacket. But yeah, I'm not trying to like promote drinking. I don't drink beer myself. I never touch. Beer is disgusting. And for that matter, I don't drink any alcohol. Maybe like the odd wine glass or half a glass here and there, very rarely. But anyway, that's all side stuff. Let's put that away. Somebody's trying to message me on Facebook right now. Let's put that away. So back to my story. And I was also kind of thinking, like, you ever see that movie Facing the Giants, where it's a Christian film, but the Coach Taylor, Grant Taylor, he gets his car taken away because it's junk. Okay, it's a pile of junk, much like my Mazda right now is. And they wanted to replace his vehicle with a brand new truck. So they did that, and he's like, "Oh, where's my car, man? It's not here." And there's this new truck, brand new truck, sitting right there in the parking lot of the school. I think it was where it was. But anyway, I'm like, "Oh, where's my new car? Come on, is this like some kind of a prank? Somebody buy me a new van or something? That'd be awesome." No new vehicle in the parking lot. Like, come on, those guys didn't do it right. Nobody jumped out from behind, the building or something like that to say, "Surprise, we got you a new vehicle." So nothing like that happened. But anyway, so I eventually called the police and had to report a stolen vehicle. So we did that whole thing, filled out the paperwork and all of that. Now, this is where the evangelism, maybe part 1 and 2 comes into play. There's like 3 different things I wanted to say about this. And it's not just having your vehicle stolen. I'm just, that's just kind of one way of getting into this. Being a good witness is what I want to get into. But just me kind of joking around about it, and the police saw that. He said, "Well, at least you're smiling about it." And you just gotta take things in that kind of a stride. When something bad happens to you, a vehicle gets stolen or whatever, I mean, obviously, if something like more dire happens, a death of a family member, you're not going to be smiling and cheering. Unless it's a believer, then you're still going to have tears, but you know where they are. But you understand what I mean. You're not going to let things weigh you down. You're not going to get angry. You're not going to be tossing things. You're not going to be cussing. Okay? That's very important. I know way too many Christians that will cuss at the most minor inconvenience. And there's a lot of scriptures to that effect. My mind's going to draw a blank if I try to think of them right now, but if you guys have been Christian long enough, you could probably whip out like 10 of them if you think about it for a few minutes. But anyway, so they saw that, and my coworkers saw that when I eventually talked to them. My family saw that. Just everybody saw that I was calm and relaxed about it, okay? That's what you want to be. So anyway, there was that, and there was something else I was going to say too about that. And they knew that I was a believer. The police officers did. There was 2 of them. I kind of, made some hints of that pretty clearly a couple of times. But, I didn't let it get to me, and that's what you have to do. That's part of being a good witness, okay? I don't know if like being a good witness and evangelism is the same thing, if there's a distinction between the 2. Evangelism, you're more specifically sharing the gospel message. I'll have to think about that, dwell on that a little bit more another time. But you want to always have a good witness, okay? You want to be that salt. You want to be that light, okay? You want to have people see what a real Christian is like. So anyway, my wife came and picked me up, and when we're done talking to the police, I'm like, let's just drive around for a little while. I know some parts of Manitowoc that if somebody's going to steal a vehicle, they'd probably live in this area or that area, okay? So we drove down South 21st Street. I had a certain area in Manitowoc in mind that I wanted to check first, just for a little bit. The kids were getting hungry. We're not going to spend too much time looking for it. So we were driving down South 21st Street, and my wife, she's looking off to the side, and she's like, "Oh, I see something." I'm like, "What do you mean you see something? I mean, either you saw something, like you would know what you saw. What do you mean by that?" So I almost dismissed it, okay? I almost dismissed it. So I kept on driving, and then I'm like, okay, I'll turn around a couple blocks here, and we'll go and see what you saw, okay? So that was 21st Street. We went down 2 blocks, went left like a block, so that would be 20th Street, and then back down 2 blocks on Hamilton Street, okay? And sure enough, there it was. So my wife is like freaking out, like in the happy way. We found it, oh my gosh, we found it. So I had to call the police and let them know that we found it. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get out there right now and talk to the house that it was in front of, or 2 houses actually, it could be either one. So anyway, I'll try to hurry up this little story, but we parked a little bit of ways and called the police, let them know about it, waited for them to come. I didn't go inside the van or look around or anything like that. So they got there, they talked to different neighbors, just, trying to find out if they knew anything. One neighbor said that about 4:30 when they got home from work, they didn't think that they saw the van there, so it must have just happened kind of recent. So eventually I looked in the van and, let me, this thing's got a flashlight here. So this mirror was shoved way over here. I don't know what that was about. Now when I bought this van about 2 years ago, I had this little dolphin thing that was hanging up on here. So they ripped that off and put it on the floor. Okay, so they're kind of violent going through here. And they didn't steal anything. As far as I know, actually they might have taken my mom's gift certificates. She won some gift certificates from a raffle at this bowling thing that my work put on about a month ago or so, and I failed to give it to her yet. I just kept on forgetting. I had it in an envelope, $5 for something and some $5 or $10 for a car wash somewhere. But they went through my glove box here, and I got some old CDs in here from when I was not even a Christian. I was listening to them one day. I'm just oh, what's this, this stuff I used to listen to, and man, I gotta throw this stuff in the microwave. If you ever want to get rid of something, a CD or DVD, you throw it in the microwave for 3 seconds and you get a fireworks show. It's pretty cool, actually. But yeah, I'm not going to show you that stuff. It's just junk. I mean, not the worst thing in the world, but I found it the other day in an old backpack or something. But speaking about being a good witness, so that's kind of shame on me. But yeah, some other stuff. So they took everything in here, most of the stuff, and they just kind of threw it on the ground. I got some Christian stuff down here. 1 Timothy chapter 1 by this pastor. He's no longer a pastor. John Rubin. He's a strange Christian rapper. I don't think there's a single song where I understand what he's rapping about. Seriously. I mean, I love his beats, but he's been off the scene for years, and I think he just recently came back. John Cox, he's pretty awesome. Like his music. But anyway, the point I wanted to get to, and I'll share more of the story, is that I had some gospel tracks on board. This one, I believe, is from Ray Comfort. Yeah, Living Waters. So, just a word of advice, you want to have gospel tracks and a Bible in your van, just in case it does get stolen. I have a little New Testament, or Gospel of John here from the Pocket Testament League. Now, whether or not they took any of this stuff, I don't know. But even just the fact that they would have seen something like that, it makes for a good witness, right? Yeah, I don't know. They must have taken my mom's certificates. So, yeah, they didn't take my my portable battery starter here. I think that they would have taken that. But anyways, I want to get on with the rest of my story because there is more. Let's turn off this light before it blinds me. Let's see here. Okay, so the one thing that they did take actually was my car keys, which is also attached to my house keys. Okay, and some of the I don't have the papers in here now, but I had insurance information in here with my address on it. Okay, so I was thinking, for the fact that they still have my keys, they kept them for one of two reasons. Number one, they live nearby. The police didn't find them. Maybe they just didn't answer the door or whatever. Number two, or I should say number two, is that they kept them because maybe at some point they want to try to rob my house or something more worse than that. Now, I got home and we switched out the locks. My landlord, he actually built the place that we live in, and he lives right next door, so he just switched all the locks out for the outside, so we got that taken care of. I kind of wish that maybe I either staked out the van, waited a while to see if maybe the person would come back outside, and then I can catch them in the act and find out who it is. And I guess another point here, if you, in my case, in this particular case, I mean, when someone wrongs you, how are you going to respond? Are you going to go in there with the intention of doing some kind of harm, beating the guy up or rough him up a little bit? No, you don't want to do that as a believer. So you just got to be very careful with that, okay? I know, I can guarantee you, I know if I would have talked to this man or woman, I would have definitely shared the gospel. I would have been very stern with him and very serious with him. But I'm not going to rough him up. So anyway, and I was kind of jokey about it at first. Someone stole my van. Well, good, because now I can get a new van, if you can even afford it. But when that point came along, now it's like I have to protect my family. And again, this goes back to being a very good witness, a Christian father in my case, and a husband. So, and I let people know this on my Facebook publicly that, I'm going to be up all night watching, making sure that nothing is going to happen. Even though we switched the locks out, those people didn't know that. For all they knew that they had my house keys. They probably know my address. They could come down and try to get in. And who knows if they wanted to do something worse. You never know. I mean, this is Manitowoc. All kinds of crazy stuff happens here. And by the way, Manitowoc, yes, the whole Stephen Avery thing, the Netflix series, The Making a Murderer, sorry. Yeah, that's here, Manitowoc, for those who are familiar with that whole thing. Steve Avery, Brendan Dassey. Little fun fact, but I actually know my best friend growing up was Brad Dassey, and his nephew is Brendan Dassey. So I've never met Steve Avery, I don't think, and I don't think I've ever met Brendan Dassey, but that's just all side stuff. Anyway, so there's a few points I just wanted to mention with this whole thing. Just having a good witness, no matter what happens. You're probably never going to have your car stolen, but if you do, make sure you have gospel tracts and the Bible in there, right? So, you never know. I mean, yeah, sure, they're probably not going to take it, probably not going to read it, but you never know, okay? You just never know. And besides, it just brings that little bit of conviction there when they see that, maybe. I don't know. And then they might see that you're a Christian, and if they can somehow follow you later on, if they're caught or whatever, they understand that you are the real deal. Okay? So, and then just being a good witness for those around you, your friends, neighbors, family, co-workers, just seeing how you react. I've heard it many times before, and I've seen it in my own life, when bad things happen to Christians, when they do it right, okay, when they react right. The unsaved world sees that, and they wonder. Now, that's not sharing the gospel, so before making that distinction between evangelism and being a good witness, it's not sharing the gospel explicitly, but they do see something different, and you gotta share it. You gotta be sharing the gospel, but make sure that what you preach, especially when you talk about it changing you, being a new creation, that's actually true. If it's not, that's scary. I would recommend people test themselves to see if they are really in the faith, if their fruit is not matching up. You know what I mean? There's lots of scriptures to that effect. I love Titus 2:11 and onward. I only memorized this in the NIV. I have to memorize it maybe in a different translation, but the NIV says, "For the grace of God that brings salvation has appeared to all men. It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions, and to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present age, while we wait for the blessed hope, the glorious appearing of our great God and Savior, Jesus Christ, who gave himself for us to redeem us from all wickedness and to purify for himself a people that are his very own, eager to do what is good." And then it goes on saying, "These then are the things you should teach, encourage, and rebuke with all authority. Do not let anyone despise you." So maybe I'll just end off on that scripture verse. I'm already up at about 20 minutes. I actually the funny thing is, yesterday after work, I wanted to make a different video. I wanted to make a video based off of an article from Living Waters, again, Ray Comfort's ministry. I posted it on my Facebook, and I have to do this again sometime, but door-to-door evangelism. I wanted to make a quick little video about that, even do some role-playing, have my wife be the person whose door we are going to approach. We're going to just have a little bit of fun with that, and just show you guys how you can do some door-to-door. I've done door-to-door before. I'll explain that, but what I have not done was what they were explaining in this article, and I would like to do that this year. In fact, I'm working with my pastor on some ideas for doing that this summer. So God bless you guys. I don't think I have anything else I wanted to share. So yeah, maybe I'll get that video out pretty soon. Alright, so God bless you guys, and talk to you later. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do. Please, I really appreciate that. Again, I'm trying to get 100 subscribers, and I would absolutely love that if you could. So God bless you guys.